I'm Dr. Ron Dorn. I'm a radiation oncologist at Mountain States Tumor Institute in Boise and a member of the Medical Advisory Board. It's been my privilege to be associated with Expedition Inspiration since its inception in 1995. And at the board's request, I'm going to give you a little bit of context about the organization for all of our new faces here in just a second. First of all, though, some introductions and thank yous are in order. And the first thank you is to the St. Luke's Wood River Foundation for their primary sponsorship of tonight's public forum, specifically Dr. Scott McLean, a member of the board, Cody Langben, sorry Cody, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. He's the new St. Luke's CEO up here in Wood River. Megan Thomas, the executive director of the foundation, and Bill Boger, system innovation officer. If all of you could just stand, and we'll thank you very much for your support. Of course, a big thanks to the Expedition Inspiration Board of Directors, to our current chair, Suzanne, our incoming chair, Nancy, and if I could have the members of the Board of Directors stand, please. Those who are here. A big thanks for the ongoing symposium success and this evening to Angela, to my left, who is the current chairman of the Medical Advisory Board, and the members of the Medical Advisory Board of Expedition Inspiration. And if all of you would stand, whoever is here. Kathy, Julie. A huge thanks, of course, to our scientific director, Mark Lippman, on my right, without whom you would not see these wonderful researchers up here. And finally, and certainly not least, our wonderful staff, Katie and Krista and Larita, for all of your incredibly hard work putting together the annual symposiums and tonight's gathering. Thank you very much. And a big thanks to the Wood River community. In fact, this public forum is actually our thanks for your support over the 17 years now since Expedition Inspiration first got started. We wouldn't have been able to accomplish any of this without this community, and a big thanks to all of you, and thanks for coming tonight. So we are known, for those of you who are just getting to know about us, we are known as the Expedition Inspiration Fund for Breast Cancer Research. Expedition Inspiration. And our inspiration are all of the breast cancer survivors and their families and friends. And I'd like to see survivors we have here in the audience. Would you stand, please? You're our inspiration. And all of you, I'm sure, would agree that the support of family and friends is absolutely critical. So for all of you who are here, thank you very much for them. So let me provide you a little bit of context about Expedition Inspiration as we lead into our 16th public forum associated with our 16th Laura Evans Symposium. Many of you know this, but for those of you who don't, in 1995, Laura Evans, after surviving advanced breast cancer, put together a team of breast cancer survivors to climb Aconcagua in the Andes in South America to raise money for breast cancer research. And on this poster here, and I invite you when you get a chance to come up and take a close look, and also that picture on the screen, you will see the original members of Expedition Inspiration, 17 breast cancer survivors, and their support team. Nancy Noble was, where are you, Nancy? there you are, was on the summit team. Summited. Kathy Grant and I were fortunate enough to be on the medical support team, and that was really the start of the organization. From 1995 through 1996, of course, that wasn't enough for Laura Evans, and all of you who knew her would recognize that. She really wanted to do a lot more, so she founded the Expedition Inspiration Fund for breast cancer research. And Laura's perspective was to promote health and active lifestyle and research in the battle for breast cancer. And to that end, Laura had a very specific request and directive to me. I was the original medical board chairman, and to Sam Hellman, who was our original scientific director. Laura recognized we were a small organization, and she wanted to maximize our impact and challenge Sam and I to come up with a way to do that. Well, the first thing that Sam suggested was our small symposium that we have every year, where we pull together prominent breast cancer researchers, put them in a room together, and have them really hammer out their current research and new ideas for research. And that has certainly been successful. This is the 16th annual, and I hazard a guess that many of the breast cancer researchers in the United States very much look forward to an invitation to come here and join their colleagues in this wonderful meeting. The other idea that we came up with, and this was really dear to Laura's heart, and we're going to celebrate this tonight with a couple of presentations, was the idea of a Young Investigator Award. So we were never thinking we would be a big enough organization to provide $50,000 grants to researchers, but we thought a way to maximize the impact of this small organization was to provide seed money, if you will, or small grants to young investigators to help them get their start as they build their portfolio for applying for larger grants. And the idea was that the attendees of the symposium would nominate promising researchers out of their labs for to receive the Young Investigator Award, and then those nominations are reviewed by the Medical Advisory Board, and the awardees are chosen. We have two of them here with us tonight to give you an idea of the work they have done, Dr. Harrell and Dr. Morris, to tell us what they have done in their laboratories with the partial support of Expedition Inspiration. So it's a great way to maximize the impact of this organization. And I stumbled across a story 2 months ago that I want to tell you about that really gives you a good idea of this impact over the years, and then I will get off of the podium here. Our second Young Investigator awardee was a physician at the University of Chicago by the name of Dr. Olopati, Funmi Olopati. And she is a researcher then and still is at the University of Chicago. As I said, she received our second Young Investigator Award. Well, I found out that several years ago, Funmi, besides now being an assistant dean, chairman of 2 departments at Chicago, was also the recipient of a MacArthur Genius Foundation grant several years ago, given out to individuals who essentially have incredibly fertile ideas that the MacArthur Foundation wants to support, and well-deserved by Funmi. And again, just give you an idea of where our support has gone. And I talked to Funmi last week, and she remains very grateful. She said, wanted to say hello to all of her friends here, and you all still have a warm place in her heart. So with that, I am finished with that long list, I think. And I'm going to turn this over to Angela, who again is chairman of our medical board now, and we'll move on with the program.